So honestly, they have not done that much this week on the main branch. They updated the sounds for the MP5. Here's a quick preview. Sounds good to me, except for when he slams the charging handle forward. You know, you would hear a lot more than that. It sounds very weak. It's not very realistic. Hopefully they make it sound a little bit like more is going on, you know, springs and weight to it. Oh yeah, and they changed the suppressed sound for the MP5. Now it sounds the same as a P250, which I guess is a little bit more accurate. However, like, still, come on, can't you just make your own suppressed MP5 sound? Like, why you gotta do this? So, next up, they have added a world model to the camera. However, the issue is that it's not actually updated yet. So, you see, I tossed that on the ground, but it's literally invisible. Yo, it's right in front of you. Right here. Now, see, there's no texture. It looks identical to the devlog, except there's nothing there. Also, like, what the heck kind of position is this? You know, if it's a camera, aren't you gonna be taking photos? In which case, shouldn't it be, like, up here? They've also finally updated the world view models for the double barrel shotgun and the LR300. In the past, these just dropped, like, bags, you know, like this. And so it's kind of annoying. They've also added view models for several other items, so you can see there's the 4x scope, muzzle boost, muzzle brake, hollow sight, suppressor, flashlight, laser sight, and building plan. So these are good additions just so you know what the heck's on the ground instead of the random little bags. The next thing that they added is actually on the pre-release branch. So they've changed how you can create items in the Steam Workshop. In the past, you had to download Unity and you kind of had to know what you're doing. Now it's definitely much easier. But you can see you could create a new item just by clicking there. And you can select what kind of item you want to craft. Except, as you can see, certain items kind of glitch out. So this is pretty glitchy right now. I just had to restart the whole thing. I'm going to call this test. We can edit pretty much everything here. Okay, next up you have to actually save the texture for it. So you just click this little download button and you tell it where you want it to save. I'll just put it in the default directory. Save it. Then I'm going to go ahead and toss the shirt file into Photoshop or whatever you've got. You can even do this in Paint, honestly. Next up, just toss something on there. I don't know, I'm just kind of putting random stuff. Alright, next up you save your file. I'm going to go ahead and save mine separately. Make sure it's saved as a PNG and then you're good to go. Then we jump back in the workshop. Gonna create a new item once again. We're gonna edit this. Now we grab our new file, toss it in there, and boom, we've got an amazing t-shirt. That was very, very easy, as you could tell, and that just proves that pretty much anybody can do this, which I think is a great opportunity, you know? If you put the time and effort into it, you can actually, you know, make some money off of this if you really wanted to. Next up, they've added a bunch more items to the component system on the pre-release branch. We've got a metal pipe, sewing kit, spring, metal blade, rifle body, and SMG body. Additionally, they've actually went in and tweaked some of the crafting recipes so that they include some components. So as an example, the machete now requires 1 metal blade, the salvage sword requires 2 metal blades, the crossbow requires rope and gears, and there's plenty more examples. So I guess what this means is you will actually have to go to the rad towns and such and hit barrels for days, like we always do, I guess, and find the components. It's hard for me to judge something like this because it's so early on, so we kind of just have to wait and see what it looks like when they release the update. And they've now added some underwater effects for bubbles and stuff. It looks really, really kind of... There's no transition, it's just like nothing, and then, oh, boom, bubbles. And lastly, we have some shipping container models that are supposedly in the game, but I couldn't find them. So here's a picture of what they look like. They look good to me. You can enter some of them, and yeah, it'll just be another place to find some loot. Lastly, it looks like the recycler is like fully textured now. We just gotta wait for it to get into the game, hopefully next week, because that thing is actually very exciting. I also forgot to add that they remove the water in the caves so you can now fully explore them. When they first implemented the new caves, water was in the way, so I couldn't go down any deeper, but now you can check out the entire cave and explore everything, so I recommend jumping on pre-release if you want to take a look. Anyways guys, that's the end of this update video. Nothing too outstanding, but still pretty interesting. As per usual, this was recorded partly on my Rust server. It's a 2x modded server, TP kits, fairly modded. If you want to give it a try, there's a link on how to join in the description. But that's all I got for this video, guys. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like, helps a lot. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.